The words of the blessing of Enoch, with which he blessed the chosen ones and righteous who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless will be removed. And he took up his allegory and spoke. Enoch, a righteous man whose eyes were opened by God, saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the messengers showed me, and from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a remote one which is to come. Considering the chosen ones, I spoke and took up my allegory concerning them. The Holy Great One will come out from his dwelling, and the perpetual God will tread on the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens, and all will be smitten with fear, and the watchers will quake, and great fear and trembling will seize them to the ends of the earth. And the high mountains will be shaken, and the high hills will be made low, and will melt like wax before the flame, and the earth will be wholly split apart, and all that is on the earth will perish, and there will be a judgment on all men. But with the righteous he will make peace, and will protect the chosen ones, and mercy will be on them. And they will all belong to God, and they will be prospered, and they will all be blessed. And he will help them all, and light will appear to them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he comes with myriads of his holy ones to execute judgment on all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Observe everything that takes place in the heavens, how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in the heavens, how they all rise and set in order. Behold the earth and give heed to the things that take place on it from first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of the things on earth change, but all the works of God appear to you. Behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds and dew and rain lie on it. Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years until the new comes. And again observe the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth over against it. And you seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun, and the earth also burns with growing heat, and so you cannot tread on the earth or on a rock by reason of its heat. Observe how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. For what reason? Take heed and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that lives forever has made them so. And all his works go on like this from year to year forever, and all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and their tasks do not change, but according as God has ordained, so it is done. And behold how the sea and the rivers accomplish their tasks in like manner, and do not change their tasks from his commands. But you have not been steadfast, nor done the commands of the Lord, but you have turned away and spoken proud and hard words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O you hard-hearted! You will find no peace. Therefore you will execrate your days, and the years of your life will perish, and the years of your destruction will be multiplied in continuous execration, and you will find no mercy. In those days, you will make your names a continuous execration to all the righteous, and by you will all who curse curse, and all the sinners and godless will imprecate by you, and for you, the godless, there will be a curse. And all the righteous will rejoice, and there will be forgiveness of sins, and every mercy, and peace, and forbearance. There will be salvation to them, and excellent light. And for all of you sinners there will be no salvation, but a curse will abide on all of you. But for the chosen ones there will be light and joy and peace, and they will inherit the earth. And then wisdom will be bestowed on the chosen ones, and they will all live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride. But they who are wise will be humble, and they will not transgress again, nor will they sin all the days of their life, nor will they die of the divine anger or wrath, but they will complete the number of the days of their life. And their lives will be increased in peace, and the years of their joy will be multiplied, in continuous gladness and peace, all the days of their life. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born to them beautiful and attractive daughters. And the messengers, the children of the heavens, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose wives for ourselves from among the children of men, and beget children for ourselves. And Simjaza, who was their leader, said to them, Indeed, I fear you will not agree to do this deed, and I alone will have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then they all swore together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations on it. And they were 200 in all who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations on it. And these are the names of their leaders Semjaza and Arakelba, Ramiel, Kokablel, Tamlel, Ramlel, Danel, Ezekiel, Barakijal, Asael, Armaros, Badarel, Ananel, Zakiel, Samsapil, Sadarel, Terel, Jomjael, and Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens. And all the others took wives to themselves together with them, and each chose one for himself, and they began to go into them, and to defile themselves with them, and they taught them charms and enchantments, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bore great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh, and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones,